Hi, I'm Seamless, and this is the 68th 75K tutorial. And I haven't fixed any of the crap that I mentioned last time because this is actually still the same night that I'm doing these videos. This one's an Grime sound, and well, feet, Jimba Jimba, and that's what the sound is. And here's what I got. So what I find cool about these sounds is that it's like, you know, how to get that like trombone, like brass feel kind of thing. And if you ever look at a recording of like a brass instrument, like a trombone, or a tuba or a trumpet, you'll see that they actually have a series that's pretty close to what a saw wave is. And in fact, what it means the harmonics are rather similar. So like shaping a saw wave to behave like one of those instruments is not that difficult. And what really all that we're doing here is we're just kind of accentuating the area and the spectrum that creates that feeling, which right there is just right there. So I actually try to do all this inside just one whole harmor. I'm only using one side of this. Yeah. So like it's mostly just a lot of reverb, like without the reverb and the compression. This is what we got here. I also messed around with the effects routing so that like you could make it like all reverb. That's how you do that. That's actually something I've literally never done before. I just wanted to see if I could because I wanted to keep this on side one harmor. I'm using the pluck. Without the pluck, that's what's going on there. The kind of important thing is that the phase is all the way off, and I'm also revving up the unison like so. And doing that, the point of doing that is to kind of preserve the initial like thunk of it. I'm using it to create its own kind of personal pluck out of that. And it's rather harsh and it's rather pitchy because we want that to carry over into the reverb. And then I use the pluck. So the pluck's purpose is that it's really very light. It's basically just kind of like volume automation with the slightest bit of actual filtering. It's not really doing a lot. And then, you know, turn reverb on, reverb, and compress the hell out of it. And then turn down the dry mix. And that's the way that works out. Of course, we're shoving through, and I'm using the global EQ here, not the local EQ. The difference between the local EQ and the global EQ is that the local EQ follows the harmonic series. So if you bump up like the second harmonic, it'll be the second harmonic no matter what note you're playing. The global EQ bumps up a range. So this is actually a frequency range that when harmonics fall within this range, they get pumped up like an actual EQ would. So like this range here, this is what like sort of just this little bump right here is 1200 hertz, and this point is 300 hertz, and then kind of it's just very, you know, whatever. It's interesting because this track by Grime is called Valhalla, and my go-to to do this if I were not trying to keep it all inside one harmor would have been to use the Valhalla reverb. Go figure. Other than that, not a lot else to say about it, honestly. Like like I said before, like getting that brassy feel is pretty easy to do when you're just using regular saw wave stuff. Although it's also pretty easy just to get a saw wave, like a brass hit sample, and then just use that because it's almost the same. It's, you know, you're already there. The big difference being that like when you're using a sample, the sort of the formatting harmonic quality is kind of followed around. But if you want to keep it like in the same range like this, then you got to be synthetic about it. This preset will be available for download in the description of this video. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And as usual, have a nice day.